Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today, at the request of several viewers and people that I work with, I've been asked to talk about air hunger, which is essentially the feeling of shortness of breath, like you can't get a deep enough breath. So I often don't like to talk about symptom specific and do symptom specific videos, but this one's been requested enough. So I did a little bit of research. So if you see me looking over here, I'm just referring to a couple bits of research that I did because I don't deal with it very often. But with any type of symptom, we want to rule out anything significant. So a couple of the things to rule out are any type of respiratory issues. So seek a doctor. Say, I'm not able to breathe very well. Make sure asthma, COPD, pneumonia, other lung conditions that can restrict airflow can be ruled out. And if all of that is clear, there's also potential that heart conditions can cause shortness of breath. Anemia, certain infections, even obesity can cause air hunger. And some people, for whatever reason, a prolonged breath hold can induce that air hunger feeling. And altitude sickness. And what's funny is I took a trip to Ecuador once, went horseback riding. We climbed a mountain. We got up to about 8,000 feet above sea level. And trust me, I was not used to that altitude. We hiked down into a waterfall, and on the climb out of that little ravine, boy, did I have air hunger. But in that case, it was purely altitude. I literally had to sit down and rest for about 20 minutes before I could get enough oxygen in my body. So that's different. But one of the other things that it states is a cause of this sensation of air hunger is anxiety and panic attacks. Anxiety can trigger physiological responses like rapid breathing and a feeling of not getting enough air. The other thing that I will contribute to this is when we are in fear, one of the normal responses of fear is tension. And so just experiment. Create tension. Tighten up your abs and your chest, and then take a deep breath. You really can't because you're so tense that nothing expands when you try to fill your lungs. And so in the mind-body space, number one, I'll encourage you to rule out the medical conditions, the things that may be considered serious, right? Don't just assume everything is TMS. Rule out the medical, especially with something as important as breathing, right? But once you've done that and you have none of these underlying conditions that require medical treatment, then evaluate your stress level, your tension. Are you tight and bound up in fear and panic? Because if so, you can't breathe when your chest and abdomen is so tight and tense from fear or panic or anxiety. So from a mind-body perspective, in my realm, rule out the serious stuff. If you want a little bit of, reassurance that you're okay, these little things are probably $20. It's an oxygen and heart rate monitor. I don't encourage you to become fanatical about it. But if you check and your oxygen is like 95% or higher, you are getting enough oxygen. The sensation of being short of breath is different from the true oxygen level in your body. So if you've ruled out the significant, your oxygen level's okay, but you still have this sensation with the shortness of breath, evaluate your tension and teach yourself to relax a bit more. And if it persists, it could just be a learned sensation, like any other condition or symptom. With enough fear and attention, that sensation of not having enough air can become very conditioned and can become persistent. So I think those things are really important to understand, is eliminate the potential medical cause. But once you've done that, and you are evaluating your stress and your body tension, then it likely falls into the realm of a learned conditioned response, a symptom that's based on fear and the brain's perception of danger. So definitely, you know, treat the underlying conditions. Now, one of the things that it suggests is breathing techniques. Do a little bit of breath work. Lips pursed breathing can help slow down the breathing and reduce the sensation of air hunger. But sometimes for people who are hyper vigilant about their breathing and their sensation of needing to take a deeper breath, sometimes breath work can create additional focus on it. So you're going to have to experiment a little bit and see what works for you. If slowing your breath, relaxing your body, and allowing your lungs to fill naturally, if that doesn't resolve it, maybe some formal breath work could help. But it's really rule out the serious stuff, have that treated if need be, and then decide that this may very well just be a danger response, a stress response, a tension response, a mind-body condition that's been learned by enough fear and attention on it. But I do believe that this sensation, assuming nothing serious is going on, can be unlearned. We can teach the brain that we're not in danger, have some reassurance with the little device that measures your O2 levels, and if your O2 levels are fine, it's a sensation, it's not a significant medical oxygenation condition. So I don't really think I need to go deeper than that. Rule out the big stuff. Look at the stress, look at the panic, look at the body tension, slow the breath. Trust that it's just a sensation, again, once you've ruled out the serious and got some confirmation that you have enough oxygen going. And then do your best to not focus on it or fear it more because you've ruled out the bad stuff. And safety is a way to allow the whole system to settle down, open up, breathe easier. And with less fear and attention on something that is a sensation but not a true medical concern, then this should resolve for you. So I hope this makes sense. And as always, folks, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.